What kind of absurdity is this? What kind of absurdity is this? Hey, Duku, thank you for that word. You see? If you cannot get into work and be able to learn your work and be able to deliver in 3 years, then you have got no business accepting that work. Honorable Bayo, agree with me? Yeah. You know, Honorable Speaker, in my previous life, I was a strategic manager. And I worked for a serious blue chip company. In fact, I resigned as an expatriate, doing serious work to come and run for parliamentary seat in 2013. As a strategic manager, if you cannot settle into a new role 2 years down the road, then you better go home. Just go home and tend and look after your cows or goats. Stop wasting Kenyan people's time. So this provision must stay. You are appointed the CEO of IBC, serve 3 years. If you have served Kenyans well, you can be given a second term of another 3 years. Then you go home. In other words, an IBC CEO will only superintend over 1 general election, not 2, not 3. That is the import of this amendment, honorable members. Yeah, because some people have made IBC their home. Yeah, they have made it their home. And they have become entrenched, so entrenched that you cannot do anything without their permission. They have created cartels within the IBC secretariat. This bill is meant to cure that mischief. Serve 3 years. If you are lucky and Kenyans feel you've done a good job, another 3 years, then go home. Create room for another Kenyan to serve. So that has to stay, of course. Everything will stay, but that one is a no-go area. So, in a nutshell, Honorable Speaker, the amendments proposed in this bill are very progressive. And we believe that if the House, in its wisdom, adopts them and passes this bill as is, this country will be the better. We are a fledgling democracy. Our democracy is still maturing, Honorable Speaker. So we must continually look at our processes and systems and legal infrastructure to allow our democracy to grow, to mature, for the benefit of this country, the present generation and future generations. And let me conclude that this bill, being a negotiated document, as we have agreed before, with all its flaws, if any, we are being asked to pass it without any thought of amendments. You can, of course, address typos here and there, clean up here and there, but you see, nothing that goes to the substance of this bill should ever be contemplated. Like any other negotiated document, this bill.
Order. Order, Honorable Member. You're out of time. You second. I don't know. Have you seconded? Yes. Yes, seconded. Yes.
Honorable Speaker, I second. Thank you very much.
Pure and I. You don't cease to amuse him in the chair. Honorable members, now I propose the question that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 10 of 2024 be read a second time. Amendment. Order. 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 Order, honorable members. What's wrong with this? I want to propose the question again. Honorable members, I now propose the question that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 10 of 24, be read a second time. Is that very clear, Honorable Appeal? Now, can I call Order. I call on the chair of JLAC, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Naraka. Proceed.
Thank you.
Proceed, and followed by TJ, indeed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the bill, but I must from the outset inform the Honorable Leader of Minority that in spite of it being a negotiated document, it is not cast on stone. The Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, for which I am extremely grateful, did a thorough job when it came to scrutinizing this bill. Thank you, Honorable Johnny Makali, who is next to me, Honorable TJ, Honorable Mogaka, Honorable Kagusha is here, and there are a few other members who are coming.
And you forget the chair.
And I also thank the chair profusely because he's a member of the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee.
Thank you. Proceed.
Not the chair, actually, is the speaker who is on the chair. May I also confirm that we sat with the JLAC of Senate.
What's your point of order?
Honorable Speaker, just sorry to interrupt the chairman of the JLAC. Honorable Speaker, I am being told through whispers from behind here that there's a report from JLAC. I haven't seen any. Could you direct that I get a copy?
It's available.
Thank you.
You will get it.
Yeah, thank you.
It's on demand, available.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Proceed.
Honorable Leader of Minority, Opio and I, it was tabled. So you will get a copy. You need to read it because it has certain proposals which may be of interest to you and to the entire House, because as we are saying, nobody else in this country can make anything that has force of law apart from Parliament. And therefore, what was brought here by NADCO is just but a proposal. The real law is going to be made by this House. So I confirm that we sat with the JLAC of the Senate, and I emphasize that in fact we did the public participation together. So when this bill goes to the Senate, it did not have a second public participation, and we hope also there are going to be undue delay with further amendments. Honorable Speaker, I wish to speak to the proposed amendments. When JLAC sat, we were convinced that in spite of this being a negotiated document, there were certain areas which needed to be made even better than they are, because the law being proposed here is for posterity. It is for the future of the country. It is not for any negotiation. It is not because of anything else. We are doing a law that is going to serve this country and the future in the best way possible. Very quickly, I confirm that we looked at a clause 6, which gives the term of the secretary of 3 years. It is clause 5 actually, not clause 6. It proposes 3 years renewable. And we actually agonized over this, beginning with where we are today. If for any reason we are to get a secretary today, that secretary will serve 3 years. If that is not a good secretary, the 3 years will not be renewed. So as we go to elections in 2027, we will be having a new secretary. What is the effect of this? In spite of the fact that some unparliamentary language is being used about it, we therefore questioned, why are commissioners given 6 years, non-renewable? It is this, that they are able to go through an election cycle. So we actually found it prudent that a secretary must also go through an election cycle. Because if you appoint a secretary 3 years, the first year of the election, after election, he will not do an election. The next one who will come in may have less than 2 years to do an election. So this does not guarantee properly prepared elections. So this committee is going to propose an amendment that the secretary will have 6 years non-renewable. So we combine the fears they had of 3 years plus 3 years renewable to 6 years fixed. That does not mean the person has to serve the 3 years, because we also have provisions on how the secretary can leave office. So if he breaches any of that, he can leave the office, but your appointment is going to be, you serve 6 years non-renewable. We have also made it clear that for the current secretary, because he's got accrued rights and legitimate expectation, we will preserve in the amendments the term unexpired. From the contract he has, which may be of 6 years, he has 1.5 or 2 years to go. We have preserved that because we do not wish to face lawsuits because of legitimate expectation. We have also made a few more recommendations, including clause 7, which proposes to amend section 36 of the Act. Having looked at it carefully, we have rearranged section 36 so that now it becomes a new section 24B. That section 24B is where we are going to anchor schedule 5. And the schedule 5 is actually in respect of delimitation, a very important exercise that the country is yearning for. What we have done also as regards the dissolution of the selection panel, we have left it as it is. However, we have to introduce a clause that kicks in the president's action to declare vacancies. Because as per this law, the person is honorable one day is complaining about can be in office indefinitely.